So these are just a screen grab quickly before the call, just to show you where I'm personally at. I'm 36 days since my mining plan started, and hence the disclaimer at the top of the presentation. I did my first withdrawal on the 25th of July, $322. I did a withdrawal today, earlier on at $606, and I've also had a cycle as well of $200. So if you add that up, it's pretty much 322 plus the 606, $928 in the first 35 days or 36 days. I don't know anything, I've certainly never been involved in anything that's producing those sort of results so quickly. Right, before we look at these numbers, I'll just throw the mic open to Mark and Alan. Are you happy for me to go through these, or do you want to leave it for another call?
No, I'm loving it, mate, to be honest.
All right, okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I've got a video, I think I put it in the group. I'm pretty sure I put it in the group when I went through this. But I'll just do it quickly live on the call. So basically, I'm just going to zoom in so you can see exactly what's happening. All I did was go into my back office, into my Bitcoin Vault wallet, and I went backwards because obviously the top of your wallet is today's earnings or commissions or cycles or whichever, or withdrawals even. So you have to go to the last page, and I got my first mining reward on the 9th of July, and I've taken the dollar value and the Bitcoin Vault mining rewards value as well. So all I did was painstakingly copied and pasted, or I actually ended up typing these numbers because it was quicker. So just over the first 30 days to see what my mining rewards were. Now I have the silver plan, which is the 2,400 plan. And the reason that I took both the dollar amount and the Bitcoin Vault amount is the tables to the right, which I'm going to come to in a second, so that I could get a rough estimate of whatever plan somebody's on at today's current mining rewards. Who knows when they're going to change, halving and all that sort of stuff from November. But at today's current mining rewards and my personal results, I can extrapolate it out to make some kind of a educated prediction. There is actually a tool here called miningapp.me, which you can actually go in and you can choose a plan. I think you have to refresh the page quite a lot. It's quite annoying. It's quite accurate, as you'll see in a second. So if I put in, and you have to change the language every time, but if I put in choose a plan, and then I choose the silver plan, which is mine, it suggests roughly at today's current rate $16.6 per day as a mining reward. Now my average is actually 16.18. It's pretty close. So yeah, the first 30 days, $485, but more importantly is how many coins, which we'll get to in a second. At that point, I can work out the number of days, the number of weeks, and the number of months to recover that initial purchase. And then all I've done is I've taken, working backwards from my plan, I've taken the average of 16.18 per day, which is exactly the same cell that I just showed you, over 1,100 days, and I've just worked it backwards. So obviously, if you're on a $1,200 plan, it's divided by 2. 600 plan, that's divided by 2. 300 plan, that's divided by 2. These two are a little bit different because this is actually $4,200 is 1.75 times the plan that I'm on, and the $12,600 is 5.25 times the plan that I'm on. So that's the calculations, and then basically I've done exactly the same thing with the average coins. So if I just scroll back down and across, I took the amount of coins over the 30 days that I accumulated, and then I just made an average calculation of that whole column, and it gives me 0.04089, which is exactly this figure here. Okay, and Why do this? Well, because I want to predict roughly what we're going to be looking at over the period of the contract. Obviously, when I did this, the coin was slightly higher, but we can change it to 450 or whatever it is today to get a more accurate result. Okay, so plugging that into there basically changes all these figures. Now, again, I've worked backwards from my plan. All the same calculations, guys. Divided by 2, divided by 2, divided by 2. This gives you your daily amount you can expect. And then over the 1100 days, it's a very simple calculation. It's that times 1100. And then obviously at the current price, what those coins would be worth. So in my particular case, I'd be looking at mining just under, we'll call it 45 coins, 44.99 coins over the 1100 days, which at the current price is $20,427.85, which ain't half bad. And if you calculate it down per year, obviously it's just under 7 grand a year. Passive. That's no direct commissions, no cycles, no bonus commissions, no direct commissions. This is just from the mining rewards. And then I went one step further, and I basically, Mark's kind of mentioned this, but I've bookmarked it here anyway. There are predictions out there, and this changes daily. Yeah, it's gone up again. So the 1 year forecast for this coin at the moment is $1,734, and the 5 year forecast is around $6,700. Okay, if it goes up to that price, this is what this table is all about. So it's the same amount of coins again, my 45 or whatever plan you happen to be on. This figure, the 20,427, is exactly the same as the one I've just showed you. However, I just wanted to see, I'll get a bit closer for this one. I just wanted to see that if it reaches 1600, what would it be worth? So instead of 20 grand, it's worth just under $72,000 over 3 years. If it hits, and I went somewhere in between, but if it hits 6,700, it goes up to 300 grand. These are just figures, and I can't predict the future. But if it goes somewhere in between, so which is why I had kind of the 4 grand. But if it goes to 3,500, it's still in my particular plan. I mean, Mark's looking at like 1.5 million. Should be all right with that. And also on top of that, so all these are very impressive. But what got me even more excited was how low does the coin have to go so that you only break even, right? For me, it was quite important, and it works out at about 50. That's a bit more, 60. About $55. Look, so basically, all I'm doing is this is the coin value. I've got the 2,400 plan. If the coin went down all the way to $55 in 3 years' time, which is very, very, very unlikely, right? But if it did, I still made $74. I'll throw it open to any questions you guys have, but that was kind of like how I was looking at things.
You've done a nice job with that presentation.